opportunity was lost of confining the conflagration within limits, which, though enormous, were not uncontrolled. Thereafter, the fire roared on till it burned itself out. Thereafter, events passed very largely outside the scope of conscious choice. Governments and individuals conformed to the rhythm of the tragedy and swayed and staggered forward in helpless violence, slaughtering and squandering on ever-increasing scales, till injuries were wrought to the structure of human society which a century will not efface, and which may conceivably prove fatal to the present civilization. But in January 1915, the terrific affair was still not unmanageable. It could have been grasped in human hands and brought to rest in righteous and fruitful victory before the world was exhausted, before the nations were broken, before the empires were shattered to pieces, before Europe was ruined. It was not to be. Mankind was not to escape so easily from the catastrophe in which it had involved itself. Pride was everywhere to be humbled, and nowhere to receive its satisfaction. No splendid harmony was to crown the wonderful achievements, no prize to reward the sacrifices of the combatants. Victory was to be bought so dear as to be almost indistinguishable from defeat. It was not to give even security to the victors. There never was to be the silence following the great words of peace. To the convulsions of the struggle must succeed the impotent turmoil of the aftermath. Noble hopes, high comradeship, and glorious daring were in every nation to lead only to disappointment, disillusion, and prostration. The sufferings and impoverishment of peoples might arrest their warfare, the collapse of the defeated might still the cannonade, but their hatreds continue unappeased, and their quarrels are still unsettled. The most complete victory ever gained in arms has failed to solve the European problem, or to remove the dangers which produced the war. This Western Front business couldn't be done again, not for a long time. The young men think they could do it, but they couldn't. They could fight the First Marne again, but not this. This took religion, and years of plenty, and tremendous sureties, and the exact relation that existed between the classes. The Russians and Italians weren't good on this front. You had to have a whole-souled, sentimental equipment going back further than you could remember. You had to remember Christmas, and postcards of the Crown Prince and his fiancée, and little cafes in Valence, and beer gardens in Unter den Linden, and weddings at the Marie, and going to the Derby, and your grandfather's whiskers. This kind of battle was invented by Lewis Carroll, and Jules Verne, and whoever wrote Undine, and country deacons, bowling, and Mary Ann's in Marseille, and girls seduced in the back lanes of Württemberg and Westphalia. Why,